UBC, inspiring Uganda. Brought to you by
youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
Thank you once again for sticking with us. This is News Tonight at 10. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango. First though, let's look at the top stories.
Brought to you by Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
In our top stories tonight, NRM closes SEC nominations as 293 aspirants cleared for top party positions. Speaker Anita Mong vows to mobilize and recruit for NRM after nomination. And lastly, Kinkizi East buzzes with political activities. And Bokonzo Minister Kabyanga calls for peaceful campaigns.
Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
Into the bulletin, President Yoweri Museveni is expected to be formally nominated this Saturday as the national chairman of the NRM party presidential flag bearer ahead of the 2026 general elections. Now, the nominations will take place at the NRM headquarters in Kampala, marking the culmination of months of nationwide engagements led by the president. And of course, most of them are centered on wealth creation through the parish development model. Over the past few months, President Museveni has toured all 18 zones of the country, and at nearly every stop, the message for local leaders and communities has been consistent. They want him to stay on from village meetings to district forums. Calls for continuity have been both loud and persistent, with many crediting Museveni for the peace and development in the country and, of course, his leadership since 1986. Supporters say the stability of recent decades has paved way for improved roads, schools, health centers, and agricultural productivity achievements, which they believe must be safeguarded rather than risked. Under NRM regulations, all candidates for the national chairman and presidential flag bearer must secure at least 100 endorsement signatures from the national conference delegates across various regions. By Thursday, President Yoweri Museveni had already met this requirement, a clear indication of his sustained influence both within the party and across the country. Now, over 500 students have graduated in the fields of pilot or pilot instructors, airport operators and engineers at an event held at Uganda Air Force College in Entebbe, and this was graced by the Chief of Defense Forces, UPDF, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, addressing the graduates.
The Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, has reiterated the need for serving army officers to always be on alert to defend Uganda and its interests.
Those pilots, radar, and air defense system operators strengthen our military's ability to deter aggression, respond to crises, and project power when called upon. As we continue to modernize our forces, the expertise will ensure that Uganda remains prepared for both existing and emerging challenges.
Muhoozi has also vowed to continue wiping out corruption within the security circles, thus calling on serving officers to join him in this war.
I have to tell you that on our part as the leadership of UPDF, we remain resolute in addressing obstacles that hinder our military development, including corruption and mismanagement of resources that should be used to bolster our combat capabilities and the welfare of our personnel.
With many accomplishments, including building a stable and solid force, Muhoozi gives it to the Commander-in-Chief, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, as a key enabler of whatever has been attained, and therefore there is need to support him.
None of these advancements would be possible without the visionary leadership of His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
This has been at this year's graduation ceremony of Uganda Air Force College, where over 500 students were awarded accolades in different disciplines at an event held in Entebbe.
The second one, sir, is the engineering training school, which is very new, sir. This one we train personnel are doing in aviation courses, such as aeronautical engineering that include engineering airframe on our own platforms, electrical engineering, avionics, technical tours, technical workshops.
I now take this opportunity to declare that all the students who have been undergoing various Air Force and air defense courses have duly graduated. Mungu pamoja nasi.
Stewards of technology and architects of the future, may you rise to every challenge, stand unyielding in the face of adversity, and find purpose in the service of others. As you go forth, the world will watch and history will remember. Go with one key phrase: safety first.
Now, a total of 283 NRM members have been nominated to contest for the party's Central Executive Committee seats out of 300 candidates who submitted their nomination papers recently. This was confirmed by the chairman of the commission, Dr. Tango Doi, while closing the nomination process this Friday.
The NRM Electoral Commission has discovered that some party members are submitting incorrect academic credentials, which led to their cancellation.
Handling petitions related to academic papers, candidates we've nominated. This is being handled by the Directorate of Legal Services, and the Directorate is handling them.
Speaking to press after the completion of the nomination of candidates for the SEC positions, Tanga Odoi said the process went smoothly with successful nominations of 283 NRM members to contest for the posts of their preference. He warned the nominated party members to avoid using insulting language against their opponents during the coming party campaign.
We call upon all candidates to respect each other, all candidates to abide by the law. If you want to abuse your friend, that's not part of why you are going to Parliament.
The Commission has also announced the schedule to be followed tomorrow in the nomination of the party chairman, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
Will come early so that they avoid being blocked by security. By the end of today, you will get a list of those accredited to attend tomorrow's function.
Meanwhile, prominent figures in the party that include Anita Anit Among, Captain Mike Mokula, Hamson Oboa, Okorot Daniel, and others have been nominated.
It shows you that the leading and the majority leaders and the leadership of the party in the country is mainly from the East. That shows you the strength, the capacity of mobilization.
And my main agenda to come into this race is to unite the party. Is to unite the people of Eastern region, is to unite the strong cadres of the region.
I'm going in that Central Executive Committee to take a voice specifically and strictly for the NRM women. We have to lead by example.
Captain Mike Mukula, who wants to take back the vice chairmanship of NRM in Eastern region, speaking after the nomination, urged the party members not to try to replace him with any other candidates because he has done tremendous work in terms of mobilizing for the party.
The president won in Eastern. We were actually second to the West in voting for the president. That you cannot remove a winning captain from the playing football ground.
However, Daniel Okorot, who is also running for the Eastern region seat in the SEC, said this is the time for Captain Mike Mukula to hand over the leadership of the Eastern region to the youth.
Mukula has to give space for another creative minds, has to leave space for another innovative leaders to come in and reform the party, to come in and transform the party.
They have highlighted areas where they tend to concentrate and boost their party support if given flagship.
Today has not been just a nomination. It is the starting point of revolutionizing our party. NRM has been suffering a defeat because of incompetent leaders.
Package myself very well and present to the president the need for us as NRM women to have regional circles where the president will put money.
There are areas including Remiyaga, Rampara, Boamba County in Bundibujo where the commission has banned the joint campaign of the aspirants until it receives the timetable for all the candidates. Mary Namkose, Joseph Muyengo, UBC News.
The People's Front for Freedom, under the guidance of its Council of Founders, has announced that its official inauguration will take place on 8th July 2025, and this was confirmed by the acting spokesperson, Ibrahim Semju.
The People's Front for Freedom spokesperson Ibrahim Semujunganda says that the council of the party is expected to announce interim leaders to guide the party through its transitional phase.
An update is to update the country on the inauguration of the People's Front for Freedom, PFF. This inauguration will take place on Tuesday, 8th July, here at Katonga.
He further noted that the cooperation agreement between the People's Front for Freedom and the Alliance for National Transformation will likely extend through and beyond the upcoming elections.
This inauguration of PFF happens after the signing of a cooperation agreement with the ANT. This cooperation agreement, we will cooperate during elections, but we also cooperate beyond elections. If we win power, then we will sit down and agree on how we will collectively run Uganda.
He attributed the delay in internal party elections to the ongoing national polls for special interest groups.
These internal elections, we are unable to conduct them because of the ongoing national elections that started with special interest groups, which are still ongoing.
Semuju also disclosed that the party is preparing to roll out a unique initiative aimed at distinguishing it from other political formations.
We will also unveil a program that identifies and distinguishes us from other political parties, and then what we intend to do during elections and what we will do after elections.
He welcomed collaborations with all political parties willing to work with the People's Front for Freedom.
We're only demonstrating the need for us to work together. If there are other people who think we should work together, let them not feel bad that those fellows just decided to unite and work.
Reporting for ABC TV, Helen Barbara and Kawangu Zipo.
Now, over 60 Democratic Front National Executive Committee members have been sworn in on a number of positions during the swearing-in ceremony that took place at their headquarters in Kampala. The NEC members vowed to adhere with the party's constitution principles and promote the radical transformation of Uganda.
Do hereby solemnly swear.
Among the National Executive Committee members that took oath were Matthias Mpuga, the president of the party, Pascal Amriat, the deputy president of the party's Secretary General, Michael Mabike, among others.
I, Matthias Mpuga, having been entrusted with the responsibility to serve as president under the Constitution of the Democratic Front, do hereby solemnly swear that I shall faithfully, truthfully, and diligently discharge the duties of my office in full adherence to the Constitution, principles, and values of the Democratic Front,
and commit myself to building institutions that serve the people and not power.
So help me God.
The NEC members committed to ensure equality politically, socially, and economically among its supporters across the country. The swearing-in ceremony took place at their headquarters in Kampala.
An eco-society, a community society of equals. When we say political, we mean to enable everybody to participate. That's egalitarian. When it's economic, it means equity in accessing national resources. When it is social, it means non-discrimination. That's what we mean by building instantly an egalitarian nation, because we are fully aware of how this country is divided, how this country's resources are in the hands of a few, and how they have chosen to alienate everybody, every other member of society.
During the swearing-in ceremony, the NEC members were briefed on how to conduct themselves in public in order to win public support.
We must always be reminded that once we take leadership of the party, we are the representatives of the party in the general public, which means the character. How do we talk to the general population? I know we are angry, we are irritated, we are annoyed, but remember, we are coming from different backgrounds. Right now, we should concentrate on promoting who we are, because we seek to attract more people.
Democratic Front has highlighted that it is so far the fastest growing party in the country. Winnie Ainembabazi and Helen Gizamba for UBC.
Ladies and gentlemen,
now, members of Parliament have expressed mixed reactions over government move to support isolated companies for family business that are struggling financially to help them recover. This follows media reports that 3 banks plan to auction some of the properties of Aponye Uganda Limited, a company of the late Apollo.
Also a letter written by the President to one of the directors of Aponye Uganda Limited, and advising the Prime Minister and Minister of Finance to sit and find a way of bailing out this company. I think the government should expedite and ensure that his properties are not sold as per the newspaper of yesterday. There should be a proper criteria for bidding out some of the companies, because we have seen in Parliament here some companies getting money. Rocco Construction gets money, Achak Sugar gets money, billions of money. And yet some struggling companies which are actually employing so many Ugandans keep languishing in debt.
Such decisions is one, an economic analysis in terms of how much taxes these institutions pay, and how many employees do they take on, and what is the likely implication in case they collapse. This would guide us, because some of these agencies have been benefiting from tax exemptions, there is no big economic impact in the economy. Everybody is just going to look for the president to have a directive. Then we are going to have an ad hoc approach in trying to revamp these businesses that some of them are collapsing by natural death as a result of poor management of these institutions or poor decision making in terms of investment.
Now, following more stories there, the elderly leaders from Midwest region under the National Resistance Movement recently conducted a study tour at the Minister's Fred Biamukama's demonstration farm in Kikwaya village, Kakuru district. Let's hear more in this report.
Days after he picked forms from the NRM Electoral Commission to stand for the position of NRM Chairperson Entrepreneurs League at SEC, entrepreneurs from Chigezi sub-region as well as Ankole districts of Ibanda, Kamwenge, Kazo, Kabale, Chisoro and others have endorsed the presidential envoy Philip Kakuru as their preferred candidate for the post.
Zakombeke chivina cha NRM chombeke na president wetu abokuba noreba takaye gamba wenka atagambire president takaye gamba wenka atagambire ideologies pan-africanism nationalism
kuru n'omukozi wa president akamwapointinga nkawonko omuntu yamuha advisor bwa trade mbwenu kutwakumuha support nkaitwe ba entrepreneur nabasa kukore cyamani ahi president Museveni yamureberemo okubasa naitwa abantu nuko turi kureba ngo nabasa.
This started in Ibanda town and later headed to Kabale as the aspirant traversed the areas canvassing for support.
We use this approach which we call the bottom-up approach. Our journey and our pursuit of socio-economic transformation of our people has not been steady fast or getting faster, so we need all hands on deck. We appreciate the initiatives the President of the Republic has made in various initiatives of Imyoga and PDM, but we believe that the entrepreneurs are the job creators of our country, and these entrepreneurs need to be listened to, need to be involved in creating the jobs.
Later, delegates from various districts including Ibanda, Kamwenge, Chitagwenda, Kazo and Buhweju unanimously supported Philip Kakuru for the position following similar endorsements from other regions like Karamoja, Toro, Bugisu, Sebei and Busoga where he earlier met other teams.
The President said we don't have anywhere to help the entrepreneurs with, so we created a basket where we are going to take to the President to engage him on some of the ideas or initiatives that various entrepreneurs, for example, in this region want to engage in. So the circle will provide a basis on where the president can be able to support the entrepreneurs in this region.
Philip Kakuru, who earlier launched his manifesto promising support to entrepreneurs establishing a circle with an initial capital of 100 million shillings, is optimistic about empowering entrepreneurs if elected as a visionary leader.
Telling them that when money is in the circle, it can be able to help the entrepreneurs at the district level by, for example, giving each entrepreneur of the 5 delegates per district 100 million, and we task them to create at least 30 jobs.
I'm Ivan Juko for UBC.
The entrepreneurship sector in Kigezi sub-region and districts that constitute Ankole have wholesomely backed Philip Kakuru in that very story there. And now as we move on into corruption, the Directorate for Ethics and Integrity has embraced innovation and digital transformation as a powerful tool in its fight against the graft. Let's hear more in this report.
One major move is the creation of an integrated management system to allow real-time data sharing and tracking of suspects across agencies.
And our focus now is to look at those innovations that we have come up with to see in the area of complaints handling. When the public raises, they raise complaints, how are these complaints handled? What mechanism has government put in place? Is it working?
how effective is the leadership code tribunal? Are officers now obliged in the declaration of assets? How are we following up this? So this is one way to check ourselves as government.
The Directorate is building an integrated system for real-time data sharing, suspect profiling, and faster anti-corruption coordination.
The issues we have resolved on as a Directorate for Ethics is to have a secretariat that will be helping the interagency fora of the anti-corruption agencies to follow up these issues. So we are going to have a secretariat in the Directorate that will be following up these issues and also profiling cases of corruption. A database has to be there. If there is a corruption case, then we profile that case and see how it is moving. And this information is shared by all the agencies that are fighting corruption. And
this system is expected to break the silos that have for long hampered joint investigations and enforcement.
The key gap, perhaps, that we have seen that needs to be bridged for the fight against corruption to be successful is the linkage between the people and then the government.
The Secretariat will streamline coordination, follow up on policy decisions, and ensure sustained momentum in anti-corruption efforts. Digital tools like complaint systems, asset portals, and call centers now ease reporting and reduce human interference in corruption.
Our research, we covered, I think, 50 districts. And we're talking about district service commission jobs. And our research actually showed with witnesses that whether you are qualified or not, you have to pay anyway. But qualification is not the most important. The most important in the jobs is the connection. Because usually the chairman of the district who won the election will appoint his chairperson of his campaign, and then it goes down the chain, rewarding people who served.
The shift towards innovative solutions signals a firm commitment to not only fighting corruption, but also doing in a smarter, faster, and more inclusive ways. Joseph Chigozigola, Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Star 165 star 80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
Uniquely ours. Explore Uganda.
You got us on your wallet. Bobby, again! What's this drama?
Drama? Colleagues, elections for special interest groups are calling. SITs, elections, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time to vote for our leaders, June through August. From village to parish to district to nationals, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time, go vote your leaders. No! F-O-B! Elections are supposed to be peaceful. Easy vote, okay?
Youth, elderly,
and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the rider selection campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
At UNOC, we believe in safety.
I'd like to thank all our clients, our valued taxpayers, the people that we serve as we collect revenue for building our nation. I thank you very much for the questions you have sent through this program of Buza Commissioner. On behalf of URA, I would like to pledge that we are committed and we will continue to answer all the questions that you ask through this platform. The whole purpose for this program is to ensure that your pain points, your questions are efficiently responded to. So I would like to encourage all our taxpayers who have questions to ask to please utilize this program that we are running on UBC, that will be receiving your questions through the numbers that you've been given, and URA will be available to answer these questions every Monday and every Wednesday during the 8 o'clock news bulletin. And then on Sunday, after the news, we'll have a full response to all the questions that will have come in during the week. I thank UBC for supporting us in reaching our taxpayers, and I thank our taxpayers for responding positively to this program. Thank you very much.
Buza Commissioner.
Welcome to our next segment as we continue over to Kakuru, where elderly leaders from Midwestern region under the National Resistance Movement NRM recently conducted a study tour at Minister Fred Byamukama's demonstration farm in Kikwaya village, Kakuru district.
Minister Fred Byamukama's model farm in Kakuru district continues to attract many aspiring to adopt the 4-acre model. The latest, basing a delegation that included NRM leaders from various sub-counties across the districts of Masindi, Chiriandongo, Bulisa, Chikube, Kagadi, Chibale and Hoima in the Bunyoro sub-region, as well as Chenjojo, Chengegwa and Kabarole in the Toro sub-region and parts of the Rwenzori region. Minister Fred Byamukama, who also serves as the Bugangaizi West MP and Minister of State for Transport, led the guided tour and encouraged the elderly to adopt the 4-acre model farming template.
They have come here to learn and I'm very happy. They have a lot of questions to ask. They are learning and some of them are surprised that do such a things exist. And it's by good chance that they have seen this thing in their own region. So they have also gained their hope that even if they are aged, they can still become rich in what they have seen here.
He shared his personal success story, noting that he earns millions of shillings through farming after visiting President Museveni's Chisozi farm.
After learning from His Excellency the President, I'm glad to have received the elders. We call them the aged. These are leaders of the elders from Bunyoro sub-region. All of them, they are here.
Patrick Mutabire, the aspiring member of parliament for the elderly on the NRM ticket in western Uganda, commended Minister Byamukama's efforts and urged the elderly to support his candidacy in the upcoming NRM elections. He pledged to advocate for general insurance for the elderly and to champion their rights.
I am very much so happy that I have found Honorable Mutabire Patrick has come to Albertine.
Sickness, when we have some earnings, we can easily get into insurance. You can insure yourself, and it makes life easier. But that one begins from the mind, the mindset change.
Charity Marion Imnat and Andrew Musinguzi for UBC News.
Now, State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, has directed retired soldier, retired Major General Samuel Waswa to vacate land belonging to orphans of the late veteran soldier Willie Luwaga at Luankonge Dwaniro in Chiboga district. Let's hear more in this report.
The contested land, measuring over 500 acres, originally belonged to Willie Luwaga, a veteran of the war that brought the current government to power. Upon his passing, the land was inherited by his children, led by his son Kigundu Moses. However, Kigundu accuses retired Major General Waswa of grabbing the family land, harassing them and deploying soldiers to guard it. Waswa, on the other hand, claims to legally own the land through a court order.
Era yagezaako okukola obukujjukujju n'abantu abalala ebyapa byaffe ne babibuuza mu ntalo nga bamama baffe badduse naye ekyapa era ne banoonyereza likodi nga gyebiri era ekyapa ne tukizaabuza kuno n'akozesa emmundu era ettaka lino bukyanga alifuna likuumibwa mmundu emyaka kumpi nga 3 mu emeka.
Isaba emitiyana ne balimba ne ndikuba ne bampa ekyapa.
During a site meeting chaired by the State Minister Dr. Sam Mayanja, attended by Senior Presidential Assistant for Special Duties Fiona Barungi and the Kiboga RDC, the Minister examined the court documents. He noted that the land on Block 540, Plot 14, which Waswa claims overlaps with Block 541, Plot 14, legally registered under the veterans' children.
I analyzed this issue the other time, and I reiterated the same. Number one, that now the order which the Major General has regards a different plot. And the judgment he has, the order of court, is vague. So the order doesn't help him. It is a vague order, doesn't direct anything, and it is about a different piece of land.
Mayanja accused the retired soldier of defying previous presidential directives and presenting forged court documents. He ordered the army to vacate the land immediately and instructed government surveyors under Barungi's supervision to complete a boundary survey within 10 days.
So advised the Major General retired that this is not a thing of what he's saying, that he can die here. No, he's not here to die here on the land. And I've also guided that land is not guarded by guns. Land is guarded by good neighborhood. And I've given the special advice, she has agreed that within a period of 10 days, she'll be able, with the surveyor team given from the ministry, in our department survey and mapping to go with the help of the district team. That team will come, do the surveying, and ascertain the owner.
It's unfortunate that he does not want to agree that the land does not belong to him, but it's the truth that brings everything that we look at according to the papers and which offices that have handled this matter. All the documents show that the retired Major General Washwa is grabbing the land, he's taking the land forcefully, it's not his.
The minister also expressed concern over the poor living conditions of workers employed by a Chinese investor on the same land.
Yes. Now where is comfort here?
So he's getting all the profits from the 400 acres.
And then these people sleep like
this.
this.
And then these people sleep like
and
this.
You call yourself an investor in this country. This is terrible, this is painful. You cannot do this. And someone calls themselves an investor. But refugees.
Dismayed by the inhuman nature which these investors are treating our African workers. The Chinese investor has put in a lot of money, and I'm sure he's earning a lot of money. I've never seen a 400-acre banana plantation, but I've seen it now. A very huge investment. But number one, the workers are living in conditions which insult human dignity. That must not continue. Number two, there's no single evidence of corporate social responsibility. This huge investment of banana plantation of 400 acres has not helped even put up a single clinic, not a single one block, not even nothing.
Joseph Chigozi Gorola, Jamil Sekaja, UBC News.
Now, preparations are now complete for the national celebrations to mark St. Gonzaga Gonza Day, set to take place this Saturday, 6th July 2025 at Bugonza Shrine in Kalido District. Let's hear more in this report.
I'm here to brief you about the preparations and the diocesan pilgrimage at St. Gonzaga Bugonza Parish, the birthplace of St. Gonzaga Gonza de Mata. Now, you know the history of this matter. I don't want to go into that, but he was martyred 139 years ago. So we are going to celebrate the 139th year of his martyrdom in his birthplace at Bugonza. The Mass will start this time not as usual. It will start a bit early at 9. So let us prepare accordingly. And this Mass will be presided over by Most Reverend Dr. Emmanuel Obo, Archbishop of Tororo. He is the main celebrant whom Bishop has asked to preside over. In that Mass, it is not just about the pilgrimage. As diocese, we have also chosen to join the Universal Church to continue praying for the repose of Pope Francis, but also to dedicate the purpose of Pope Leo XIV into God's hand and mercy. All pilgrims are welcome, but most important to note is that the chief pilgrim of this year is whom Bishop of Jinja has invited is His Excellency Kaguta Yoweri Museveni, who has confirmed his presence. And we are encouraging people who are traveling from very far to come and spend the night in prayer at that very site, because security is okay.
In the ongoing battle against counterfeit products in Uganda, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation and several other key institutions have received recognition from Interpol Uganda for their outstanding contribution towards safeguarding the public from fake and harmful goods.
Interpol Uganda has paid glowing tribute to organizations and individuals who have gone above and beyond in the fight against counterfeit products, a silent but deadly threat that continues to endanger lives and cripple legitimate businesses.
We're having so many products that are coming into the country, very many, sometimes even threatening our very manufacturers, local manufacturers. The counterfeit product of our local manufacturers, it appears as if they have been manufactured here when they are not. And of course that one threatened the survival of our infant industries that are struggling.
Among those honored were UBC, Uganda National Bureau of Standards, retired AIGP Fred Yeager, Interpol Uganda staff, the chieftains of military intelligence, and UBC's very own Abigaba Zahara.
I'm really excited to be recognized by Interpol and Stop Counterfeit Uganda for the stories that I did to highlight the dangers of counterfeit and substandard goods in the market.
Our duty, our mandate, what we are here for you is to save lives. We have to protect the Ugandans. We have to protect our people. So our team has been working so hard to broadcast these stories about all the counterfeit products that have been happening and everything. We are here to sensitize you about counterfeit.
The media has helped very much because they have provided the stories, the information that is needed for people to be able to make the right choices. When we find counterfeits in the market, the information is put out there in the media, people are informed, and we're able to make a difference.
While delivering the keynote address, Director of Interpol Uganda, AIGP Joseph Obona, emphasized the urgent need for a united, multi-sectoral approach to deal with the growing menace of counterfeit products that are increasingly flooding the market. Counterfeit goods are not just a business nuisance, they are a clear and present danger to human life. From fake electronics and cosmetics to substandard medicines, the market is awash with products that put lives at risk and undermine the efforts of genuine entrepreneurs.
Our biggest challenge is what is happening in the hospitals today. Because as you're running to buy a cheap product, you are going to pay beyond your understanding at the hospital. The diseases that are being dealt with now, we just can't afford them. And a lot of them are coming because of the things we are eating, the vehicles we are driving, the things that we are doing, we are not taking care.
The ceremony brought together top law enforcement agencies, regulatory bodies like UNBS, Kampala State Traders Association and key media houses, all pledging to deepen the crackdown and raise public awareness. This recognition comes as a reminder that while progress has been made, the war against counterfeit is far from won.
Well, congratulations to those that were awarded. Now let's take a short break and return with a business segment. Stay with us.
One, two, Timana. Zika. Hey, the tuja peta twetu. Moche. Mr. Boss.
I am so excited to be here in Kobalo, Arua. We've gotten our second winner from this place. All he had to do was to download the caller tune. He's a young gentleman. Convincing him that he's the actual winner was actually not easy.
I never believed in calls that could come to me anyhow because I was always a lot of scammers. But later when I confirmed, it was true. And I'm really happy I have received my bag.
All you have to do is dial *170 *12 hash and download the caller tune. Digida with MTN caller tunes. Owangule.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends friends to form a team of 4 and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Agriculture is Uganda's economic backbone, employing about 70% of the working population and contributing 20% of the GDP. As the world becomes a digital global village, ICT has proven to increase productivity in the agricultural value chain. UKUSAF, through its Strategic Plan 3, recognizes the importance of access and usage of ICT-based tools, information and knowledge for farmers by providing them the needed skills to live, learn, work and participate in a digital society.
We came up with a project which we took to UKSAF, and we're happy that UKSAF supported it. That project is called ICT for Farmers. What did we get from ICT for Farmers? We managed to skill up to 100,000 farmers.
Are you an elite runner, a fitness enthusiast, or just looking for adventure? Get ready to run in paradise at the Fort Portal City Marathon on the 19th of July 2025. This is your race to experience the beauty and culture of our tourism city. It's all breathtaking for only 50,000 shillings. Register now at www.fortcitymarathon.com or come to Wazalendo Building, Room 9 in Fort Portal. The Fort Portal City Marathon, Mwija Tugende Toro, for a run in paradise. In partnership with Rock Telecom, Data Cities, Sons, and
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
And Toro Kingdom.
Welcome to the world of business now. Civil Aviation Authority, that is Uganda Civil Aviation Authority, has today commissioned the new Karibuni Executive Business Lounge at Entebbe International Airport. The facility, officially launched by the Minister for Works and Transport, General Katumba Wamala, is part of the ongoing efforts to enhance passenger comfort and travel experience.
As already observed by the DG, this new facility is designed to improve the travel experience and comfort of our valued passengers. If a passenger is comfortable, they'll come again. If they find good service, they'll come again. The new lounge has been outfitted with additional features and amenities, including a baby changing rooms and ladies in the room. No more problems. You not change the diaper in the normal space. You're looking for the bathroom to go and change the diaper. Now you have a children's changing room, an infant play room, where the infants can have fun on those machines of theirs. You know, the infants of today love gadgets. They love to touch things. So they have a play room, a designated smoking area. I know very few people smoke these days. But we don't want to isolate them, so there will be a designated smoking area. 3 supplementary massage chairs, high-speed Wi-Fi, a relaxation room, a conference room in case you need to have a mini conference, I think, before you travel, additional restrooms, a fully equipped kitchen, so you must eat well before you leave, and a prayer room. This is something which people have been demanding.
Today we gather here to celebrate this important milestone. And as you may be aware also, the ongoing projects at Entebbe International Airport, generally, not just Karibuni, are of a critical importance, particularly in light of the continued increase of passenger traffic. It is not a secret, Honorable Minister and members, that passenger traffic has increased, especially at the Entebbe International Airport. But when traffic increases, and I have always been telling Ugandans, it's also a problem because we must also increase facilities, modernize them.
Now, the ongoing expansion of the Soroti fruit processing factory in Soroti City has generated excitement among the Teso Paramount Chief, Morimo Paul Sunday Molot. Now, during his first official visit to the factory since its management was taken over by Chimaki Agro Limited on behalf of the government, several achievements by the new leadership have been highlighted.
Since Chimaka Agro Limited assumed management a year ago, the factory has installed a new processing line, acquired an additional 5 acres of land, and is in the process of procuring an automated packaging machine. The company has partnered with Soroti Catholic Diocese Integrated Development Organization to conduct a comprehensive count of all orange and mango trees across more than 3,000 villages in Teso sub-region. Azeb Mesfin Hailey, director of Chimaka Agro Limited, reaffirmed her commitment to transforming the factory with plans to expand it threefold.
The change I want is complete transformation. That transformation comes from the farmer, the plant what you have, and that transformation comes from the employees' attitude, employees' skill, employees, everything was required internationally.
These developments have excited Iteso Paramount Chief Imormor Paul Sande Emolot, who pledged to mobilize farmers to grow more oranges, mangoes, and other fruits.
I assure you, our investor, that we are going to be strong partners to ensure that we promote the factory, we move together for the benefit of our people. Those farmers who have lost hope, their hopes now, like processing our local mangoes. They were used to they used to vote, and because nobody was putting attention on this one. But I was very happy when I heard that you have opened a line of processing our local mangoes. Now that you are processing our local oranges, because the story outside there used to by the older management, they said they were bringing oranges from Tanzania, bringing oranges from outside.
Imormor was also urged to lobby for increased government funding for the factory maintenance, to push for interventions against pests and diseases, and to advocate for small-scale irrigation systems. The factory was established following a 2024 presidential directive and was officially opened in April 2019.
And into sports, Uganda prides in hosting a successful para-badminton tournament this far. With more than 100 players competing, Uganda International Badminton Tournament continues at Lugogo, awaiting the awards ceremony on Sunday.
Para badminton. I'm still on singles. We are going to play finals with Indian, and our women doubles, we won Indian, and tomorrow we are playing semi-final with Indian, and I lost a mixed doubles because this time our performance, it wasn't so good and it wasn't so bad. It's in between because of lacking of training But if we have enough facilitation for training, we would have been doing better than other years.
That's it from us. Thank you once again for allowing us into your space right from 8 o'clock. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango. From the entire news team, it's a good night, but UBC programming continues.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to